reorganize things. We've got a couple of enclosures here we've got to tear down. We've basically got a huge to-do list of various bits and pieces that we need to do. We've got the hole underneath the table. I'll just get you guys off the tripod and show you what we've got. So we've got the table just here. Obviously that's Mushu. Now when this enclosure is actually acclimated and the bioactive bacterial bloom has actually happened, he'll be going in there, so we can tear that enclosure down. You can see him just there. It's a bit hard to do this when you're on camera. Yeah, he's just sat there on the branch there. So when that enclosure's all ready, hiya this fade, I do apologise if I get people's names wrong, but when Mushu's new enclosure, which is that one just there, actually becomes acclimated, maybe in about a week or two. It's actually, I would say, done now, but I just want to give it a little bit extra just to be safe. So when that's done, Moose will be able to come off the table there. We've got all this to sort out. We've got future videos planned, so we've got the silicone up there, which we've got to put away, but that goes up there in the storage unit. But that means we've got to tear them down, which is they're going to get tore down. All that's got to be organised. All under the table's got to be organised. We've got to sort out all these tubs of live food that we've got. We've just got a day where we're tearing everything apart, and I mean tearing it apart. We've got so much to do. I've started to make a to-do list, but I'm not 100% sure if we're actually going to do this. Knowing me, we're probably going to add to this as well. We've got the 3-foot enclosure teardowns. That's these two enclosures just here. We've got to tear them down. That one is just going in the tip. That one might actually be kept, because I might have a future plan where I like build an enclosure and give it away sort of thing. So that might be with that one, because that's actually quite a good enclosure. I've got to spray all the animals down. That's Attenborough, the morning geckos. Charlie needs his plants watering. I've got to feed some of the animals. So the bearded dragon Diego, the morning geckos, maybe a few of the tarantulas. We're going to feed some of the animals. I've got to organise everything and find space for everything. So basically, I've been out and got myself a ton of big bin bags because I have a feeling we're going to fill quite a few of the bin bags. I've got a cleanup crew. I've got to rejuvenate some of the cleanup crew in some of the enclosures. Mainly Attenborough's cleanup crew and the morning geckos and the new enclosure build, potentially. I don't know. We'll see which ones need a bit of rejuvenation. I'm quite lucky in the sense of Mushu's enclosure. He's just staring at us now. Yeah, Mushu's enclosure that has got an absolute thriving population of cleanup crew in there. So as soon as he comes out of that enclosure, I'll be able to tear that enclosure down and physically be able to get it out. If we've got time, which I'll write it down, I've got a big 4x2x2 enclosure for Diego. It's his upgrade just there. So I might, if I get time and space, take that enclosure down off the top there, move him out and put him maybe in the living room or something, set him up in there for a month or so, and then build his new enclosure, put it in place, put that one back on top, and then I can start acclimating. Have I got thermostats and heat for that? I've got heat bulbs. I've got a couple of heat bulbs here, which are for a future video. They were given to me by Cheshire Reptile Rescue. We're basically going to do the difference between a spotlight and a floodlight. So we've got the rig for that all set up. We've just got to actually do the video. But before that video, we've got other videos planned, which I've got to sort of work out how to do. And yeah, so we've got to, what was I going to write? Oh, if I get time. See, I told you I'm already adding to the to-do list. If I get time, 4x2x2, because that's a good hour and a half, maybe 2-hour project just there. Because I'm going to have to move that one out of the way, move that one out of the way, get that set up somewhere else, and then bring the enclosure in, start building it. Hopefully there's no problems when we do actually start building it, get that into place and stuff like that. But first, I mean, I've got, so I've got some fruit flies as well. Quite a decent population of fruit flies, which means I can start fruit flying the morning geckos as well. Right, I'm just going to have to start somewhere, but when you've got this much mess, I mean, I'll show you the mess. Yeah, that should have been the thumbnail, really. So to start, I would assume tear down these enclosures. This one I'm possibly going to keep, so I'll tear it down carefully. Can it tear down carefully? Yeah, it should just tear down carefully and nice and flat pack. And then I might be able to reuse it. I'm thinking like a hognose enclosure. Not for me. It's going to be an enclosure that I'm going to build fully naturalistic and then give away. to a future subscriber maybe. I might give it to the Reptile Rescue and get them to sort of raffle it off or something like that. Maybe build up some sort of profit for them so that they can keep doing what they're doing. That's actually quite a good idea. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Actually, let's have a look at some of the comments because I've not had a look at the comments. So if you're here, hit the thumbs up button. Oh, we've only had one comment. That makes me feel popular. Ooh. This THSF4DE. I'm just going to say that. It might be good, might not be good. But like I said, we've got all the bin bags. We've got loads of bits and pieces kicking around. Check this out. People say that because I don't know if you can see it down here, behind this enclosure. I'll show you that once these enclosures are actually out the way. But Charlie, the Super Pastel Yellow Belly, shed. Absolutely perfectly shed. There's all its face, there's its tail, the tip of his tail's on it and everything. I love that because that means that's his first shed in a naturalistic bioactive setup. And it's actually working really well. I love the fact that you can see all of his pattern on the actual shed. But I want to learn or figure something out to do with some of these sheds. Like what can I do with them, jewellery and stuff like that. But I don't really get time. So if you know any sort of craft YouTuber sort of person, get them to send me a DM on Instagram at Northern Exotics UK. And I'll send them a few sheds. And see what they can come up with sort of thing. But we've got loads of junk just laying around. So where can we start? That go. That's an old cleanup crew. That's a plant pot, couple of plant pots. I'll put that there. This is possibly me just going to be moving junk around, to be fair, but I'm going to tear them down first. That's the first one. The calcium, because I was feeding the other day. Calcium Ultra Reptile Systems. I'll go on the table. Me pen, because I can guarantee I'm going to be adding to my to-do list at some point today. We just know it's going to happen. I don't want it to happen, but we know it is going to happen. So I've got my dustpan and brush. See, like this though, I'm clearing out this enclosure and I just get random awesome little bits of corkbark. I seem to be collecting corkbark tubes for no reason whatsoever. I've got a fair few under the table. We'll get to that in a bit. That's the old lay box for the leopard geckos that were in there, and their water dishes and stuff. So the water dishes go down there. I would assume, oh crap, I'm going to need a hammer at some point when I'm tearing them down. So I've got that. I'll put that just over there. The lay box, I'll put that just under there. And then let's get it tore down. So yeah, there's going to be possibly a bit where I'm sort of my face is facing away from you guys. You never know, but that's the one we're doing. I've got to take the. It's that got a. It's only got a thin back on it, so I can't really go too wet in there when I do build it. But we'll build something in there, possibly. Possibly, maybe. I don't know. Can you repeat? Yeah. Where's that? So I'll just push the vent in basically. If I push the vent in and pull it out, boof, then I can pull the plug in. One heat mat out. I'll put that down there with my collection of heat mats. Now, what I'll probably do with some of this is get it all cleaned up, all the equipment side of it all. Because Cheshire Reptile Rescue have recently done they've got an equipment donation bin at their Knutsford site. And that's solely because they're the biggest reptile rescue in the UK. I mean, you've got like the National Reptile Welfare Centre. They've just taken in their 1,250th animal this year, whereas Cheshire Reptile Rescue have taken nearly 1,800 this year. Can you just think of that? There's reptile rescue centres out there. Just those two reptile rescues have taken in over 3,000 animals this year. I mean, that's mind-boggling. Can you imagine? Oh. Does anybody actually use these thermostats? It is what it is, I guess. It's loads and loads of. To be fair, I probably won't do anything with this enclosure. I think I'm just keeping it where it's a case of, oh, I might eventually use it one day. God, there's a lot of junk in here. Just think, I moved these out 2 weeks ago and I've still not got round to doing them. That's one thing I like about the YouTube live streams. I can do it while I'm on live stream to you, and it pushes me to do it. But I need to get these done and dusted and get them out of the way. Just because it's getting more and more awkward to be able to access some of the animals over there. And it's becoming a pain in the ass, if I'm being completely honest. I should have really done this a few weeks ago, to be fair, but as we all know, I'm king procrastinator. Like, I already know this is going to take 3 times longer than it actually should, because I keep turning around and stopping and saying, hi, how are you? Hit that thumbs up button. Oh. There we go. I'm curious though, what do you guys think of that big new Moose Shoes enclosure? Moose Shoe is a Callus versicolor. Now, he's an Asian Oriental lizard, basically. He's, I'll spin you around because he's looking at us right now going, what are you doing? There he is. He's just sat up there, perched up on his branch, loving life, gaining some UV rays, just being him. But that's his enclosure, just there. Let me set the tripod down. That's his new enclosure. So it's 3 foot wide, 3 foot tall, 2 foot deep. And at the minute, we're just letting it acclimate, sort of thing. There's a bacterial bloom that's going on in there at the moment, which happens with every single bioactive enclosure. It's all the materials are just giving off a bit of gas, a bit of bacteria. The bacteria are growing and thriving. All these things do give off a bacteria. Now, when you add high humidity and heat, that bloom blows up massively quick and it can become toxic really fast. And the toxicity of it gets into the humidity, which causes massive problems for your animal's respiratory settings. So that's why we always acclimate and just say, I mean, you do it with fish tanks and stuff like that. You let them get used to it. You let the bacteria grow and become more beneficial bacteria. The beneficial bacteria actually take over the negative bacteria, and you end up with a nice bacteria-rich sort of setup. That's what we should be doing in the reptile hobby, but for some reason, we don't do it. It's just part of us. Right. I don't know how we're going to do this, but we've got to try and basically tear apart that setup now. So I've got one of the vents there. Look at Diego just sat there staring at us. Awesome. Right, so we've got, let's have a look at this. I need a screwdriver. That one will do. You didn't know, most YouTubers are like expensive setups and gaming PC style setups. Me, Northern Exotics, I sit on a toolbox. Every time you see me doing a shot where I'm just sat there, I'm normally sat on a toolbox. Just solely because it's the right height. Yeah, it makes me tits look big, but it's the right height. Let's see. Let's get the glass out first. Get the lock off. If it will let me get the lock off. There we go. I don't need that lock. I never really reuse locks solely because I don't know where the actual locking mechanism is of it. Oh yes, the glass just folds out. This is a question, where can I put it all while I'm building it? I'll put it over here solely because it's going to become one of those things that I have to move again later, as with everything. Whose stupid idea was it to silicone the actual quick release bolts on this? Come on, you. Come on. I think that one's done. What about the one on the back? Hey Diego, are you ready for a new enclosure, buddy? Should we do yours next? What do you reckon? Do you want a bit more space? Do you? Do you want a new background? I think that side's done. I'm not too sure, but it is what it is. Let's see if this side. This side I've siliconed this side as well. Because I'm a dick. I apologise if I use any bad language on this stream. I don't normally, but I'm chilled out. Let's keep going. And then this front one. So I've got 4/4 lock bolt things on these sides, on the top corners. So I'm hoping if I could just undo them then the whole top should come off. I think that might be when the actual bottom falls off and stuff, but we'll see. I think I've nearly got it. How many times am I going to say that today? Right, let's see. Nope, that side's not coming off. Fiddlesticks. Why is it not working? This is going to be the story of my life. I can bet it any. Northern Exotic should explain why 36 long for a beard is unacceptable. Because it's unacceptable. It's as simple as that. It's bearded dragon. I mean, a bearded dragon can get to 18 inches long. Why would you want to trap it in an enclosure only literally double its size? You need to be able to give it space to run around, gets the blood circulating throughout its system. It can be able to thermal regulate a lot better. You think if it's too warm, it will go over to the cold side, but it won't go straight over to the cold side. It will go to the slightly cooler area, which is just off the basking spot area. Well, if just off the basking spot area in a 36-inch enclosure is the cold side, you've got a problem there because you won't be able to thermal regulate properly. They can suffer with something similar to a Bosch monitor where it's like a fatty liver disease, and that in itself can kill your bearded dragon. To stop it getting from fatty liver disease, you need to give it the space to move around so it can burn calories and it can intake a healthy amount of calories to be able to burn it off. You just need to give your bearded dragon a minimum of 4 foot long enclosure, which is that one just there. But they say minimum 4x2x2. The problem I made with that one, because it is 4x2x2, is I made the background like 2 inches thick, which was a mistake on my part, which is why he's getting a new enclosure. 36-inch bearded dragon enclosure is unacceptable. That's why I don't understand the Americans where they do the 40-gallon breeders. I would love to know how many inches long a 40-gallon breeder is. Because apparently a 40-gallon breeder is acceptable in some... Well, I mean, I'm not in the American sort of hobby, so I wouldn't know if it is deemed acceptable. But I see a lot of people using 40-gallon breeders for bearded dragons. Oh, right, is that ready now? Don't make me break out the hammer. Wait there, I can just tip this on its back. It's got nothing in it now. Why isn't it working? Is there a screw on the top? No. Let's get the screwdriver back and try. Let's try that one. Let's try that one again. Why isn't that working? Why isn't it working? Let's go down there. Oh, I realise I've sort of answered the question and not looked at the answers. I do apologise, but I'm a little bit busy. Oh, there we go. That's not working. Why isn't it working? I'm thinking, fully thinking that this should just be... I'm gonna do a Jeremy Clarkson hammer. Why isn't it working? See, this is what happens when you seal an enclosure far too well. You can't take it apart. Wait there, I know what. You can't take it apart when you need to. I'm just gonna get a big... big flathead screwdriver, and I'm going to jam it in and prise it apart. Oh, got some movement. Oh. No, not enough movement. Let's try from... Why is that not working? This is getting to me now. You know when you just plan some sort of job and it always takes twice as long? I think this is solely because I've sealed it really well. Try to break the seal. And then if I can prise off one corner, this corner's nice and loose. There we go, let's move it down. Yeah, I've just sealed it really well. Because it's all the silicone. Is it? I don't know. Let's get another screwdriver. Sorry if I'm ignoring comments. Oh, that's what I did wrong. This probably won't actually settle. Right, so on these Viv Exotics enclosures, you get your quick release pin that goes in that holds it from the upright to the roof itself. You also get a wooden dowel. I think I actually glued the wooden dowel in place. Thinking, oh, I'm never going to take this enclosure apart. Little did I know time would actually move on and a 3-foot enclosure would be virtually useless for virtually any species. So let's have a look and see if we can... Yeah, that's broken. So this one's knackered. So that's that side is loose. Let's get the back off. Don't need a hygrometer. Oh, yeah, I'll just rip the back piece as well. So we're not going to be reusing this enclosure, by the way. Alright, I've got to be careful because there's a lot of staples and stuff in this back panel. So if we're just going to break this, where's my hammer? Ow, I've already stabbed myself. So which side did I work on? This side. So if I can just yank it and then yank it again. Oh, there's the top of the enclosure. So this is going to be a dodgy sort of game of trying to find places to put everything. Let's have a look at some of the comments for a second and see what people are saying. Sorry, I had to keep clicking on screens and stuff like that. And so the big enclosures we've got going on at the moment, the big sort of upgrades that we've got going. Bearded dragons don't really climb. They sit on a branch or log, but as far as I know, their bodies don't really climb other than gripping material stuff. To be fair, bearded dragons are semi-arboreal. They're a semi-arboreal lizard. How do you think they sit on a branch? They've got to be able to climb up to that branch. Don't get me wrong, they don't live in the trees like Mushu would or like a crested gecko, but they can climb. They are adapted to climb. But like you say, they do climb up to wherever that spot is so that they can get away from ground predators while they're basking. Because they wake up in the morning, they'll go out to their hot spot, they'll bask, and they'll just sit there while they absorb all the energy from the sun. That'll give them the energy to be able to survive through the day. And then they'll come back down, they'll be able to hide underneath the trees and stuff like that, and be able to get away from the high UV and stuff like that. But they do need to be able to climb to get high up, to get away from some of the predators. Granted, that opens them up to predators from the sky. The birds will come down and take them and stuff like that. But they can climb. They do really, really enjoy climbing. I mean, you look, he's sat over there on top of an area that he's already climbed up right now. But he's currently out the way of the UV. There's absolutely no UV over there. But if he wants to get some UV, he can come and climb up to there. If he wants to get the heat, he can go over there. Bearded dragons climb quite well. Oh. Oh, there's a lot of comments going on. Thanks everyone for coming. Crafty Coolish, give them the opportunities, young age. Give everything the opportunity to activate their naturalistic behaviors, how they naturally would in the wild. You're going to have an extremely healthy and happy animal. It's as simple as that. An ectothermic animal, a reptile, thrives off its natural habitat, not just the land that it's on or where it can hide, but the wavelengths of light that come off the sun, the way that deflects off the land and bounces back off, the way that enriches the plants so that the live food can eat those plants, which then gives the live food massive amount of enrichment to be able to feed a healthy animal to your animal. There's just so many things that a reptile actually loves about, or actually needs about its natural habitat, that we don't provide them in captivity, which is why we do now. Hence why this enclosure just here, this big one, I've put in, it's got its UV light in there, which is the perfect amount for Mushu, but then it's also got a load of LED lights over the hot side of the enclosure. And that's solely because the hottest area in nature is the lightest area. That's where the sun's hitting all the time. So that just helps out with that. Now that became apparent to me. You might think, well, that's a bit over the top. JTB Reptile, good friend of mine, not so much a good friend of mine, but somebody who will watch massively because his knowledge on lighting is amazing. He's got a big European lizards enclosure. Now, they're an outdoor lizard, he keeps them on the indoors, but he's got his basking spot in the middle of the enclosure, so the cool ends are on the outsides. But yet he's got a big LED light shining onto that basking area, and they bask on it all the time. But that LED light dipped a little bit one day, and they started basking in the LED light and not the actual heat. So he coincided them both together. So give them the correct sun. You need the infrared rays, so something like a deep heat projector, and ProRep infrared heat projector, a mega ray. You need an infrared A through to B, so that's your deep heat projector. You need your UV light, that's obvious, and you need visible light to create the perfect sun. That's why an LED light is absolutely perfect. That's why I'm struggling with Attenborough at the minute. You can see how he's basking there, right underneath one of his UV lights, one of his plant grow lights. So I'm adjusting the plant grow light slightly just to get him to be able to bask perfectly on the right perch that I want him to bask on. And it's working slowly, but he's digesting a meal at the minute. That's why he's sort of just loving life, passed out after a Christmas dinner. Let's break this one off. Oh, this is coming apart easy now. I'm not caring about it, I'm just tearing it apart. Oh, there we go. I've been putting this off for weeks and weeks and weeks. If you do go over and see JTB Reptile, tell him I sent you. I don't think he likes me, so for him to hear that I sent him, he'll go, He doesn't like promotion, he likes to build himself, which is fair play to him, do you know what I mean? Right. But he's definitely one to watch that, and Animals at Home podcast. If you like just doing the cleaning with the podcast on in the background, animalsathome.ca network. It's Animals at Home. If you just YouTube search that, you'll see it loads. And he gets an absolute ton of really high-end professionals on his podcast, and it's great to see that sort of their side of things. The recent one was John Courtney Smith and Dr. Francis Baines. Now they're both UV experts, and it was just nice to see their sort of take on everything. I can see you now, Diego. I can also see, right, so now these have been stacked up here for 2 weeks. I've just got a really good look at the Royal Python's enclosure. One of his plants are dead. So, oh, it looks like he's pooped on it. Yeah, so I'll have to get that sorted, but that's okay. I'll just take the plant out. It didn't do very well in there. It's directly underneath the UV light, so that's probably what's wrong with that. It's coming together. Everything is slowly coming together. I did have some plant grow lights in there. I ended up taking them out and chucking them in that big enclosure just there. So, take this one apart now. Where is my dustpan and brush gone? There. Oh, so I've got to get all this out. This used to be Charlie's old enclosure. The one that he actually broke out of this enclosure one day. It's got a flexible back on it, and I secured the back to the actual framework, and he basically just pushed out the back and snuck down the back. I caught him in action doing it. I actually put some videos up on TikTok. But this is how faithful my snakes are, right? Because he was sat here. So he broke out the back of his enclosure, went down and just sat underneath because I've got the rack unit here. He just sat underneath the rack unit watching me as I was doing my work. I just kept looking down there. He was still there. Then he'd go for a little wander and he was still there. So I just fixed his enclosure and just let him have a walk around. That's why you need to be vigilant. I actually found out he was doing that because of the CCTV that I've had put into this place. I just logged onto it on my phone one day. I thought, what's that creaking noise? And I looked on it. Oh, it's him. Can I get the glass out of this enclosure? No, but this has still got a load of aspirin and stuff in it, so I've got to get that out first. This is going to be dusty. It's been in here for a while. Oh, crap. Oh, I can turn you down. Oh, hello. Don't look down my back. What do you think of the new hairdo? Just have my haircut. I know, I'm talking absolute rubbish. Oh, that went wrong. Oh God, this is dusty. Oh, we've got a cool video coming out soon. If you don't know, let me get it for you. I think our next video is going to be a how to breed dubia roaches video, solely because the last one that I uploaded, my methods have changed slightly and become more prolific, so I want to put that one out there. But then we've got a ProRep. It's a heating company here in the UK. They've just brought out their new infrared heat projector, and it's basically a direct competitor to Arcadia's deep heat projector. Have a look at the pictures. They're both virtually very, very similar. They're a glass tube inside the actual lamp, mesh on the front, and inside that glass tube you've got a gas with a metal coil inside the glass. And they both do exactly the same thing, but I'm going to compare them both to see which is better, because the ProRep one is cheaper, but the Arcadia one gets hotter. So it's going to be a nice, cool, sort of direct comparison between them both. So subscribe if you've not already subscribed, because that's going to be fun. Then we've got a difference between a hot floodlight and a spotlight. And we've got loads and loads and loads of different videos planned for the very near future. But it's taken a bit of time because my quality is upgraded slightly. As you can tell, the quality of that video just there was quite well. Why is this so sticky? Oh, God, this is dusty. Oh. Diego, you're going to get a new enclosure, buddy. I'm going to feed you in a bit. Yeah, because again, we've got a whole to-do list to do. I'll spray some of the animals down, rejig some bits about, got to feed some animals, got to do some organisation. There's loads of stuff I need to do in this video. Oh, and that's if I don't procrastinate far too much. Or if the battery on my phone doesn't die. Well, even if it does, I've got my charger over there. I can always plug it in while I'm streaming. Ooh, look at that, Northern Exotics is streaming. Oh, shall I do more live streams? It's just going to be stuff like this, just because it keeps me proactive. Gives me something to do while I'm actually busy doing this. Oh, or shall I do some sort of more nighttime scripted live streams? Oh God. I don't know. I think Northern Exotics, the brand, is a bit for sort of fly by the ear. What's the word? Fly by the ear? I don't know. Just here and there sort of thing. That's what we do. Oh. I'm going to have to get the back off this enclosure. Again, this is just a weak back. Do you know, a dead flimsy sort of board. Can I get the glass off this? That side's come out. Nope, that glass ain't coming out. It will do when I smash it though. Oh, there's that back piece. Oh, there we go. Right, so now that back piece is off, I should be able to get that heat mat off. full back piece off actually. I think I went a bit over the top with nails on this one. When he escaped, I decided, right, I'm going to secure that back on a bit better. Oh, Christ, there's a lot of wires and stuff in this. Get them all out. So yeah, I kind of packed it full of nails. Right, pull that down. There's another heat mat. So with that one, I'll get it tested. If it works, I'll drop it off to the donation bin down at Cheshire Reptile Rescue. If it works. If it doesn't work, it's going in the bin. Drop that down there with the other one. Ooh. Best hygrometers. Stick them in the comments down below, because I just use the dials. But I do find they're a bit sort of tongue-in-cheek sometimes. Alright, so that's not working. How can I do this? I want to smash it off, but I've got glass still in it. Oh, I've got to break that off though. Whoever invented plastic bulb holders for ceramic lamps is a bit special. It's just like a fire risk waiting to happen. Obviously this never had a lamp in there, I just left it in there. Come on. Oh. Oh. Well, it's getting warm in here, isn't it, Diego? Or is it just because I'm actually doing some work? Well, I'm not actually doing work, am I? I'm just sat here. This would be perfect if I had a bottle of beer. Granted, it's only, what, I don't know, 10 o'clock in the morning maybe? That's a bit bad influence. If you're a child, don't drink through the day. Ah, there we go. If you're an adult, have fun. I really need to be careful with what I say from now on, I think. Right. Come on, guys. Oh, that's not working, so I'm just going to smash it. Smash it! Right, how do we... Ah, my screwdrivers are all the way over here. These have got like clips up in the corners for this enclosure. Do you know what I find fascinating with the reptile differences across the pond? Because like in the UK, we use obviously wooden enclosures, and they're deemed to be the sort of the best ones. Do you know what I mean? You use glass and it's wrong because of many different reasons: the thermal regulations, the heat dissipations, the reflections. It's just we don't use glass for a number of different reasons. Yet in the States, a wooden enclosure is deemed a cheap alternative, which is the same as what we deem glass enclosures. It's fascinating. I mean, I could be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. Why can't I get this? Come on. I can't even smash it off. Am I not a real man? Let's just try and do it this way. Right. So in theory, I should just... Ow! Got a splinter. I'm going to cry. Oh, that didn't work. Come on. I only want to get the glass out before I smash it. Oh, 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 ow, 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 ow. Oh, oh, I thought I broke it in my hands then. Right, that's that one done. Will this one just do the same? Yes, 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 yes. It's amazing how doing this, I'm feeling quite reminiscent, so to speak. I mean, I've gone from this style of enclosure to these styles of enclosure. I love it. I don't know why, it's just a reminiscent sort of a progression, so to speak. Alright, smash it. Where did I put my hammer? That's a good point actually. Where did I put the hammer? Ah, screw it. I'm just going to do it the easy way. Drop it onto a corner and push. See, nice and easy. Until it falls apart. And that's how you take apart a reptile enclosure. Whee! Right. You have to move the toolbox or the chair out of the way. Ha. Right. Oh crap. Let's move that. Move that because it's all sat on top of the water sprayer. Oh. I didn't mean to make you look at me crotch. Right. There's that. There's that. Where's my big brush? I've got a brush somewhere. There it is. Oh, we can see everything now. Move that out of the way. Oh, this place needs a proper good scrubbing. See, this is why you want a shiny floor in a reptile room, because you can just brush up the mess. Right, let's actually... Granted, this mess is probably going to come back in a day or two. It always does. Oh, sorry, you can't see me. I've just looked up at the camera and thought, where are you gone? Right, give me a second while I just finish brushing this last piece up. There we go. Again, I've not done a great job at cleaning. I've just sort of brushed it all up. That was random. Right, spray. There's somebody outside my window. That's why I've gone a bit coy, so to speak. What we've got down here to do. Right. I'm going to go down there and sort out the plant down there. Because it's a bit broken. Where is he? He's in his hide. So, let's get it out. Come on, there we go. Bit broken. Oh. Yeah, just going to give it a spray. Clean out the water bowl. Where's my rag? I've got to grab a towel. I need a towel. Oh, it's just there. I put stuff down and I don't know where it actually is. Oh, I don't know what they're doing. I think they're just cleaning the window. But it's annoying. Wish they would tell me stuff like that. Right. So while we're down here, I'm actually going to rejuvenate the cleanup crew. What's she doing? Weird. Hopefully they don't turn around and say, I've got to change your windows. And I'm like, hold on a second, I've got animals here. Give that a go. Drop that in. There we go. Oh, he's shedding here, so I want to check. Actually, is it? I don't think I've ever seen him use that middle hide. If you didn't see this, just go back through my videos. It's a big Royal Python build. It's a 5-foot enclosure. Give that a good water. Give this one a good water. Oh. Oh, hello Charlie. You coming out to say hello? Oh. Hold on a second, Charlie. What is that? No. Shut your enclosure. Mites. Is it mites or is it springies? No, it's mites. Oh well, we'll have to deal with that then, won't we, mate? Right, what I'm going to do is actually fill up your water bowl so you can have a little soak, and then we'll get you treated, mate. God, you're... got mites on, Charlie. There you go, mate. I'm filling up your water bowl for you. You can come and have a soak. I have actually got... Right, I'll tell you what I'm going to do, mate. I know what I'm going to do. If you come all the way out of your enclosure, I'm going to get you out and give you a soak, and then I'm actually going to treat you. So this has turned into a how to treat a bull python with mites. Ah, oh, dude, I'm sorry. I didn't realise you had to go through all that. Let's get a big tub, because I need to get a big tub for this. Right, that tub leaks. That tub's not got a lid on. Oh wait, there's a lid down there. I'm just sorting out some stuff to sort out the mites. I've got to keep an eye on him as well, because when he comes all the way out of that height, because it's subterranean height, that's when I'll get him. See, look at that, straight into the water bowl. Right then. I go get the water, because I need to get some hot water for him. So, look at that, straight into the water bowl. Let's check his whole body while he's out, actually. Oh. So yeah, he definitely has mites. The poor git. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get a tub, fill it full of water, and bathe him in the water while I frontline his whole enclosure. But I think this tub's a little bit too small for him, so I'm going to actually... Oh, sorry headphone users. So I've got another tub here. I don't like to use this tub because it does leak, but needs must in times like this. Let's get some space. So this one does leak, so I'm going to put a towel down. Don't run off, Charlie, because I need you, mate. Actually, while you're there, Charlie, let's get you out. Where can I put you while you're... Right, where's the top? Oh, here he comes. Come on, mate, let's get you out. Just in case you're a grumpy git. Drop you straight into that tub just there. Oh, sorry. Clicked in place. Let's get some water. Oh, this is just going to be one of those days, isn't it? Right. Ow! It's getting hot. So yeah, I've got hot water, but I will be adding cold. the last jug of hot water going in. I know you don't like it, Charlie. And then another cold. Oh God, that splashed me, sorry. I don't know why I said sorry to myself. Right, there we go. This should, in theory, be the last one. Or the last cold. Let's check the temperature of it. Oh, it's too hot. I like to make the water as hot as their basking area. It will cool down quick though, so I'm not too much of a risk. It's at 94, 95 now, so I'll give it a few minutes and that'll be fine. What am I going to do? Where's my mite spray? That'll do. Where's that? There it is. Oh. So all it is, just a mite spray. So what I'm going to do with this is put him in here and then spray his whole enclosure down. Proper spray it all in. And then give it a good 20 minutes in there with the door open to help it air out. And then that'll just kill off all the mites that are in there. And then in here, he's going to drown all the mites off him, hopefully. And then I'll probably spray some of this onto a piece of kitchen roll and run it down his body. And that'll just kill anything that's actually on him. An instant fix, basically. I have to be careful with this not to get it into his hides, because that'll trap it in there and it'll irritate him when he goes back in. But that's just a quick fix that I'm going to try. I'm sorry, Charlie. I know this is why we have to check constantly on our animals. Right, let's check. Yep, that's hot enough. Actually, no. I'll give that. Actually, I've just add some more cold water into it. I've got my cold water sprayer just here. Don't add no dish soap, no nothing like that. Don't need it. Don't want to use it. Not a natural thing. Saying that, it ignores the spray, but. I'm sorry, Charlie. There we go. I'm going to have to check the other snakes while I'm here. Let's check the temperature on that now. Yeah, that'll do. That's perfect. Right, you're coming out, mate. Right. Oh. Don't be a chicken. Right, come on. I know you don't like this, but we've got to do it, dude. Got to do it. Oh. Right, put the lid on. And we'll keep an eye on him and leave him for 20 minutes. Oh, while he's in there, let's get his enclosure sprayed. Put that over there. Sorry, Charlie. Give it a good shake. Shut that up for a few minutes, let that do its job. Oh, this happens to all of us, doesn't it? Me too, more so than ever. Let's check on Attenborough, because he is crystal clean. Yeah, I'll bring you over to check on Attenborough as well. Let's grab you. So if you have just joined the stream, we're just doing basically loads of bits and pieces, but we just found out Charlie the Royal Python's actually got mites. So now we're running around and checking on all the others. Look at him. An absolute glorious animal. Wow. I love some of the colours that are coming through on him the more he's aging. That's beautiful. absolutely beautiful. So, God, all that spray is basically just an insecticide. You can use it with snakes because snakes don't have any insects with them. But what a mess that was. I'm sorry, child. I'm going to keep saying sorry to him all day now. I can just tell. So, next job. What am I going to do the next job? My whiteboard that I wrote the big to-do list on is behind that big pile of vivarium wood. So I've kind of forgot half the stuff I need to do. I've got to spray the animals all down. What else? Rejuvenate the cleanup crew. So I've got some cleanup crew up there, so we'll get that done now. Oh, and I'm gutted, Charlie. I'm sorry, mate. Typical, isn't it? But it happens. Right. So the spray is just water. I'm just adding, well, basically watering the plants and adding humidity into the enclosures. I've definitely got to rejuvenate the cleanup crew in this one, solely because it's got quite a chunk of Crotrytis down the bottom. I'll bring you over and have a look, if I can bring you over with him sat there. See if I can put you down just there. There we go. So yeah, we've got quite a lot of like shed and stuff down the bottom. Normally I take it all out, but lately I've been trying to sort of experiment to see, will the cleanup crew actually do it, and when they do it, how long will it actually take? Bromeliad cleanup. That's that one done. At the back, I do these ones. Sorry, I know I'm annoying you. He hates me going into the enclosure. Right, I'll give this one a go. And underneath him. And the plants down the bottom. Now, if you remember, when this was actually first done, we had loads of plants all at the top, and he basically just broke them off with his general moving around. So they weren't that as strong as I expected. They all just fell onto the floor. And do you know what? I thought, I'm going to leave them and just see if they grow on their own. And they are. They're growing all around the plants. You can see that one poking up just there. It's awesome. That's it, done for now. Let's give him another check over. No, he's doing fine. Let's drop that closed. I'm actually going to give him a fog as well, to be fair, just to, if there is the start of any sort of mites in there, the fog will just sort of either expand the bloom so that I can physically see more, or knock them all on the head. But to do that, my fog is actually empty, so I'm going to have to fill that up now. Just a swell reptile fogger, so I'm going to be back in a second when this is filled. There we go, nice and quick and easy. So I filled that up with deionized water, basically RO water. Drop that in there, plug it back onto the top and turn it on. You should start seeing it come down quite nicely. Oh, look at that. So I've just noticed the snakes, where his actual, I said this tub's got a leak in it. Well, it started leaking quite bad. So I've just had to get another towel and drop that around it. This is quite cool because you'll see Amber start moving around possibly. Yeah, he's doing well. But while that's doing that, let's come over and do this one. Oh, this one. Let's move you to there. So again, this is our big Callus versicolor enclosure. Got Pothos, Weeping Dews, Monsteras, Bromeliads, got a Creeping Fig on the back, loads of little bits and bobs down the bottom in the forest floor. It's looking amazing. And do you know what the best of it is? It's settling in really, really well, like really well. I'll give it a good, you've got James down the bottom there. If you saw the video where I actually built this enclosure, it was my last video. I'd really appreciate it if people did watch that from start to finish. Just make YouTube push it out a little bit more. But James is down there, he's a skull. The Monstera down here. Now the joy with this Monstera, it did have a lot of air roots built in within it. And I basically just used them as vines. As you can see just there, there's a few more up there. But something happened with them. I'm not 100% sure what's going to happen in the future. They've basically dried out and shriveled up. So as soon as Mushu goes in, I'm fully expecting him to just tear them apart. We'll see that when it happens. The Weeping Dews actually really settling in nicely. It's starting to grow, which I was a bit concerned about that with where I got it from. My big, I've got a big bushy plant like that in the bedroom just growing up nicely. I just basically grabbed a handful of it and dropped it straight in. I've got a bromeliad just hiding out just back here. We'll give that a spray. I've attached that in using a different method than I normally would, so I'm interested to see if that takes quite nicely. Give that a bit more water over the back. Bromeliad, a bit more water. The Creeping Fig right down the back corner. That's growing really nicely as well. I'll bring you over a bit closer and have a look at that in a second once it's watered. But that's starting to drape down and go up the back wall. I've got that one solely so that it would creep up the back wall and just sort of cover the bit more coverage. And it's doing it really, really well. Get the bottom done. Tuck that leaf down there. It's going to be interesting to see how big this Monstera actually grows and how much I'm actually going to cut it down. Got all the, oh wait, we'll start with the back bromeliad. There's 2 bromeliads on that one. It's because it's got a pup, so I have to be careful with that. And that's where the pothos is actually planted as well. So I'll give that a good water. But even that, the pothos is sprouting quite nicely, but that's directly under the heat. Bromeliad, you can have some more water because you deserve it, because you're a champ. I'm talking to a plant. And then, again, give myself a few more pumps on the water spray. I've got a load more plants down here, which are just little ones that I added in just to sort of do a bit of coverage over the forest floor. And it's doing really, really well, especially with that plant grow light, because it adds a little bit more dappled light down this back end, and it really does do wonders. I think next week I'm actually rejuvenating the colony in here for a cleanup crew. I've got a scheduled plan for this one. Oh, there we go. Give the leaves a go on the Monstera, and a bit more up there with those leaves. And you see how I've kept this door open while I've been misting, and the heat has allowed it to dim upwards. So we've got a bit of a brighter heat there now. And then we'll shut it back down. Boom. And we'll leave that one. That's been watered. Attenborough. These enclosures fogged. Whoosh. That's fogged nicely. Mushu. He needs a fog. Let me get some more pressure in the water pump. Because I love this. See, I've got this like big water pumper. Ah! There we go. I love the fact that Mushu's getting this enclosure. I absolutely love this enclosure. And plus his whole story about being a reptile rescue is just mind-blowing. If you don't know about that story, he came to the UK in a shipment of wood by mistake. When they were loading the wood into the shipping container, he just happened to jump in. They didn't notice. They shut it up. He shipped over to the UK, 18 days on a container ship. Got to the UK, the workers opened it up and out he popped. Luckily, one of the lads there, TM Reptiles, he's a reptile enthusiast, and he caught him, gave me a sort of shout and said, "Can you do anything with this? The police just want to kill him." You know, the police said, "We're just going to destroy him because he's not an endangered species. He's not threatened. We're just going to dispose of him." No, we can't do that here on Northern Exotics. So we went through and actually, I wouldn't say saved him, because TM Reptiles actually saved him. Right, let's see how we're going to do this. Because I've got to put that down. You're not going to jump. Oh yeah, he's give him a nice spray down. Water his plants, because I've got plans for the pothos plant that's actually in here. You're enjoying that, mate? He's just loving the actual getting sprayed. Right. Filling up his water bowl, or just rejuvenating a bit in there. See what I mean? I need so much cleaning to do in here, it's unbelievable. I wonder how much stuff off my to-do list I'm actually going to forget. So I can guarantee there's going to be a lot. Right, morning geckos. This is the easy one, solely because I'm creating it this one so it's more like a rainfall. So I'm going in through the top. That way the plants are taking in the water as they naturally would in the wild. The animals are getting the water, finding the water from where they would naturally find it in the wild. And it's just a little experiment I'm playing with. There we go, that's that one done. You can have a bit of spray up here too, mate. This is oh. That's the salmon pig bird eater I've just sprayed down on the top. Right, so I've got the Chinese house gecko to give a humidity boost too. And the baby morning geckos, which are over there. And that is all the animals sprayed down that need to be sprayed down. I'll do the plants while I'm here actually. I may as well. I'm trying to remember now what was to do on the to-do list. Oh, the cleanup crew now. There we go, there's that plant done anyway. Right, I'll leave that water. Because what I'm going to do with the cleanup crew is I'm going to feed them while I'm here. Right, which feed shall I give them today? Krill pellets. I'll give them a protein boost. Oh, hi, how are you? So we'll start off with, I've got 3 colonies of isopods. This one, tropical greys. Let's see how many I've got in here. Is there any in here that are worth taking? No. This population, I sort of took some from here the other day, so I'll just give them a bit of food, let them populate up a little bit more. I didn't want to take any off this last week, solely because I ended up going and buying another little tub and then whacked them in with this enclosure instead of actually taking some out of here. Just solely because I took a load out and they've just not bounced back yet. Give them time, it all takes time. This one, dwarf white isopods in this one. Again, not massive amounts in there. Oh no, there is. I was just looking in the wrong place. Right, who needed isopods? Attenborough doesn't want dwarf whites, just solely because I want him to have some surface clearance. Those guys do, but I'm not doing them right now because if I open the door on them, I'm going to be running around chasing a baby around the whole reptile room, and I've still got Attenborough down here, which I've got to sort out. So I'll just drop some food in with them for now. I'll put orange next. Chances are I'll be using a fair few of them. Right, drop them back in. So yeah, the food I'm feeding these is the reptile or aquarium systems. It's marine krill pellets. And they just absolutely love it. It's a great protein boost for these. Tropical orange. Oh yes, there's loads. Mainly up in that corner. So, where are you guys going to go? That's had some last week. Attenborough. He's the one that needs them the most. So, we're just going to... just thought... As soon as I open the door, the fog's going to escape. But it's all good. There we go. Watch the fog just fall straight out now. This is how good the glass door actually works on this. Yeah. Right. Come on, guys. You can come out. There you go. Oh. Well, that was a stupid mistake by me. Right, you can go down there too. down there, and that little one can go over there. That's that done. So I've dropped some food in with this. So now let's see how fast it fogs up again. Quick. Yes, if you didn't know, this is a 4-foot Reptile enclosure. It's basically an old chameleon enclosure, and I just done a full background build on it. And there you go. There's a bit of food in with them. Yeah, done a full background build. The fogger, the mist system, live planted, glass door, acrylic bottom. I've done something that I thought had never been done before. If you do watch a lot of reptile YouTube, you know that actually wasn't true. There was another YouTuber who done that. John's Reptile Rainforest, John's Rainforest Room, I think he's called. Done a great job on his, but it is what it is. So that's, ooh, yeah, it's starting to leak out quite a bit now, isn't it, mate? So we're going to have to get you back in soon. What I'll do, I'll open the doors on that just to get it aired out. That's on the Royal Python build. I'll just open the doors to let it air out a little bit before we check out Charlie and get him back in there. Oh, I absolutely love this view behind me. Oh, wow. Yes. I want to do something with this corner, but I don't know what. It's got to be accessible because all the plugs and stuff are behind there. Oh, right. What was next on the to-do list? Oh, I don't know. Oh, well. We'll sort it out, won't we, Charlie? How you doing in there, mate? And no, I'm sorry. You got another 5 minutes or so. Got some food, Diego? Do you want some food? I'll give you some food in a second. Shall we feed Diego the bearded dragon? Right. Let's have a look and see what container I've got. There we go. That one will do. Have I got a lid for it though? That's the thing. No, I haven't. I've got this tub here, which I'll empty it. Where did I put my calcium? I did have it earlier. See, this is the thing when you're clearing out and doing stuff. Everything just gets everywhere. Ah, what's that there? Yep. Reptile Systems Calcium Ultra. Oh God, quite a chunk went in there. So what I'm going to do is Diego's favourite food, by far, locusts. I wish I had a lid for this tub, but I don't. Or if I do, I can't find it because the reptile room's an absolute state. He already knows he's getting fed. Look at him. So, Daddy. Oh God. Right. You ready, Diego? Bearded dragon feeding with northern exotics. Move my chair over because I need my chair, don't I? Well, see, this is what I normally do. I'll put the locusts in there with my hand over it, and then I'll just get that tub and just whack the tub straight on top. That's the theory. I can guarantee I'm going to be running around this reptile room going, there's a locust over there, there's a locust over there, trying to catch them all. It's going to be a pain. You watch, as soon as Diego knows what's happening, he'll go absolutely bonkers. Oh, there's one locust gone. There we go. Oh, get off my hand. And then you need to figure out a better way of doing this. There's another one in. Oh God, there's one jumped out. Where's he gone? There. Come here. Come here. Ah! Uh-oh. There you are. Got you. No. I got him. You can go in there. I think there's only 2 left in here. There's 1. There's 2. Drop you in there and you in there. Let's have a look underneath this back. Oh no, there's 1 more just there. Oh, come on. Hey, don't be getting too energetic and brave. Right. Give them a dust. Nice pure calcium. Ain't that right, buddy? Yeah, he loves them. Let's get you nice and close to him, and we'll spin the camera around so you can actually physically see what we're doing. Right, lower you down. There he is, just there. Another one, mate. Now, when you eat this one, Diego, I want you to think in your head, it's the eye of the tiger, it's the... Oh, you missed it. Oh. You didn't have the eye of the tiger there, did you, mate? Oh, God, you can't even see him now, can you? Because he's been a donk. Let's get your salad bowl out, because you don't need that now. Next one. Ooh. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Ooh. Another one. Another one. Another one. Another one. Another one. Whoop, whoop. Boof. Chomp, 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 chomp. You ready? Boof. Boof. Boof, boof. Surprised you've not started getting ready for bed, you know, mate. By that I mean brumation. He normally brumates every year, and he's just not slowing down this year. We normally do it off his own will, sort of thing. So as and when he wants to, he can. Oopsie daisy. Oh, look at Attenborough. Yes. My forward camera seems to be a lot wider angled than this one. So he's going to get some greens again in a bit. We've just still got to nip out and grab that. Right, I've got to sort out this camera tripod because it's a bit... There we go. It was a bit loose, and I didn't quite losing. I didn't quite like the thought of losing everything. So, right, I've got all that wood to get down to the recycling centre and the glass. A bin bag full of rubbish. I've got a load of cardboard boxes kicking around, which I've got to get rid of. Oh, I've got Charlie to put back. Let's have a look at Charlie. Move that food bowl there. No, actually, I'll give Charlie a second or two. Oh. Move shoe feeding time. We'll do that. Right, I'm going to have to move you guys off that tripod and put you onto a different one, just so you can get a better angle. There we go. I don't know if that'll actually work. Move. There we go. Spin you around. Let's feed move shoe. This tripod's a bit of a pain. More earworms. He's going to get a couple more Oreos today if we've got any left. Without me having to go and harvest any. Yes, we've got a couple. Again, drop them in the calcium powder. Give them a bit of a stir around. I'm only going to give him 3. Where is he? He's up there. He knows what's happening. Drop them straight in that little bowl there. And watch him bounce down and have a little nibble. You going to go for your food, mate? Oh, he's normally down by now. See, that's how you know he's a bit overfed, the greedy bugger. Look at him pouncing. Go on, mate, which one are you going to choose? Is that the unlucky one? Is that... Way! Chomp, 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 chomp. Just bite his tail off or his head. Why not? Oh. Go on, go on. You gonna have any more? Yes. Go on. Ooh. We found worms. Oh. Oh God. One was trying to escape and he robbed that one instead. He's awesome. Absolutely love him. The story for him was absolutely amazing. I can't wait to get him into that new enclosure. It's going to be a game trying to get him out of there because he is a wild animal and he does show wild behaviours. But I mean, he's got a pothos plant in there and he hasn't destroyed it yet. So hopefully his new pothos plant won't have any trouble. But let's move him out of the way. Oh, there he goes. Chomp, chomp, chomp. let's move you guys back over here because it's time to get Charlie out. What do I need from Charlie now? I know. I need the towel, which I've got, and that's solely to running through it with a bit of that on the actual towel itself. So the way we do it, just grab the towel, bit of that on it, and that is let it air. His enclosure has aired out. I'll shut that side. I'll open this side. I'll empty his water out. I'll do that on one of the plants actually, because the plants need a go. There we go. And I will rejuvenate his water supply, which is all the way over here, which is a pain. Oh. Just give him fresh water, and then I'm going to start running Charlie, because obviously if you didn't tune in earlier, we were running around watering the plants, and then I saw Charlie's head poke out and he was covered in mites. So granted, when his whole body come out, it was only his head that had mites on it. So I'm just going to run him through. He's in there having a bath now. I've insecticided his enclosure. So now it's just a case of we've let it air out and everything's fine. We're going to drop him back in, but we're going to go the extra mile and try and just give him a wipe with the insecticide as well. As long as it doesn't bug his nostrils, which this stuff doesn't, because it is made for reptiles. That's all that matters. And this is an instant fix. We'll keep checking on him over the next day or two and go from there. Let's get Charlie out of his enclosure, out of the bath, sorry. Hello buddy, how you doing mate? Oh, you're looking so much better. Oh, you really are. Get you. That's the best improvement I've seen with the bath before. Right, sorry buddy, I know you're cold because the water's gone cold. Right, running him through the towel. Yes, that's looking so much better buddy. Let's get you cleaned off. Oh God, poor boy. Right, there you go. You can go. While he's going into the enclosure, I've got a good grip on him. Keep pulling him back slightly. And there we go. Oh, sorry, I realise you can't see. I've got him there. So he's just going through and you're coming back out, buddy. Let's give you a good wipe down. You don't want to put your head underneath your tail, mate. There's loads on there. You good, mate? What are you coming back out for? You don't need to come back out. I thought you would have wanted to go straight in on the heat. Oh, bless him. Oh, you can't see him. There you go, he's coming back out. So that just means I've got the opportunity to grab him and do it again. Right. One more go, mate. And then there we go. One more time to be safe, buddy. Sorry. Go. I'm sorry. I'm just paranoid about you, mate. So. There we go. go. Right. That is going on a boil wash. Oh God. Can you put your tail in so that we can get you sorted, buddy? Oopsie daisy. You coming back out for another wipe? Nope. Okay. Go on, mate. Get your tail in. There we go. Oh. So hopefully that's the last treatment he needs for mites. We'll keep checking on him. We'll go from there. We'll just see what's what. Get all that stuff in a boil wash and get it nice and cleaned out. But sad times. That is, fingers crossed, all sorted now. So the reptile room started off as a mess and now it's even worse, as expected. So what have I got to do now? I've got to basically clean up. I've got to load the car up with all the stuff, the enclosures that we took apart. I've got to empty all the bins that we filled with water to bath Charlie. The cleanup crew's been done. The feeding's been done. No, it's not been done. I've got the morning geckos to do, but like I say, I'm going to do that off stream just in case one flies around and I have to go and check on all that. And organising. Oh, still got loads and loads to do today, but on that note, guys, I'm going to end the stream here so that I can basically leave the room and cart down all of that, all the enclosures to the car, move all the big containers here, and get everything sorted. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I appreciate it and I love every single one of you guys. Peace out.